So we're going to start. Good morning, everyone. Today is a very cool topic. I got my little notebook here with all my very important notes that I must not forget. So, does the law of attraction really work? And I'm actually really interested to know what your experiences are. I've got my own experience. I know some other people with different experience. But yeah, I'm always interested to talk about this topic because I find it really, really interesting to see what people think about the law of attraction, what people have experienced with the law of attraction. I remember watching a movie, and I'm sure you already know about it. It's called The Secret. And I watched that movie back in, I think it was like 2011 or something like that. And it just became this huge hit. And it was all about the law of attraction. It was actually only about the law of attraction. And then everyone started using it, everyone started experimenting with it, me included. I mean, actually, as a result of that movie, I kind of started a little journey, sort of. Oh, sorry. And Nikki, are you okay? Nikki's having a meltdown. And my dog is having a meltdown on the carpet. You okay, Nikki? You want to come say hi? Come say hi. Come say hi. Come say hi. Say hi to people. This is Nikki. Hello. All right, go down now. So basically, yeah, this little movie called The Secret started a kind of like a journey for me. And to be really honest, that movie started something in me, and I could relate to it. But when I actually went and practiced what they preached in the movie, and the little affirmations and the things like that, I actually didn't get any result, and I was a bit discouraged because everything they spoke about in the movie, if you haven't watched it, by the way, I really suggest you watch it because it's a fun thing to watch, and it is quite inspiring and motivating. But yeah, this movie was they spoke about how someone had this dream, and how they just started acting as if their dream was true, and so their dream became true, and blah blah blah. And then, I mean, it was very inspiring because of the stories and the results that they said you could get by using the law of attraction. But and I could relate to some of the stories because I could relate to having experienced something similar. Like, oh, I thought of something, I really, really wanted something, and the universe kind of like conspired for me to get it. So I had an experience of that. And I think everyone has had an experience of the law of attraction to some extent. But now the real question is, I mean, there's no doubt that the law of attraction exists. And I think you guys will agree with me on this, I hope. If you don't, send me a message. But yeah, I think it's there, and we know it's there, but we don't really know how it works or how we can use it to our own advantage. And so basically, this webinar is about that. So does the law of attraction really work? In my experience, it does. Yes, it does. And there's a series of buts, where yes, it does, but it's not the only thing. So it's you can't rely only on the law of attraction. The law of attraction is there and it works, but there are other components that come into play, and that allow for your vision to come to life. So all right, so let's start. So yeah, first of all, I wanted to start with an example of the law of attraction, something that I've experienced. Actually, I've experienced this today, between yesterday and today. I think today will be the culmination of that. So it turns out, to give you a bit of an illustration, I've launched a Cool Girls Club about 7 months ago, and it became kind of obvious to me that I would love to exhibit the Cool Girls Club at some kind of expo, or some kind of event related to well-being. And I really wanted, this came after me doing a few talks. I was on a few panels of speakers, and I really enjoyed the experience and being able to touch multiple people at once. And so yeah, it became very clear to me that, oh wow, actually the Cool Girls Club should be exhibiting at some kind of expo, and I would really love that, and I would really enjoy that. So I started researching and about the different expos around in London, and I found one. It's called the Mind, Body, and Spirit Festival, and I inquired about a stand over there, and it was really above my budget, even for a teeny tiny stand. And so, I was just like, well, I can't do that. Like, it's just not feasible. And I was a bit sad and disappointed, but I was like, oh wow, I did not expect this to be so expensive. And so I parked it. Yeah, and I think I looked at another one as well, which was even more expensive, which is it's some sort of yoga festival in the summer, which looked absolutely, the Wanderlust festival, which looked really, really cool, but that was just like next level money. And so I was just like, well, do you know what? I'm just going to do what I can do right now with what I have. And so this might be a great idea for later on when I do have the budget for that. And so I parked it, and I was just like, yeah, okay, I'll just find other speaking opportunities and things like that. And turns out a practitioners directory called the Oneness movement called me. And a girl, actually, I know the person who founded and launched this directory of well-being practitioners, and so I know another person also who works with her, and then she messaged saying, hey, we're gonna be at the Mind, Body, and Spirit Festival. We're looking for well-being practitioners. And if you have events and things that you want to promote, we want to promote you. So you can come to the festival. You'll be on the stand with us, and people can come and meet the practitioners. And I was like, oh my God, that's really cool. So it turns out today I'm gonna, after this webinar, I'm gonna be going to the Mind, Body, and Spirit Festival, and I'm going to be at the Oneness Movement stand promoting the Cool Girls Club, and that is completely free of charge. So if you think about it, this is a perfect example of the law of attraction. Yeah. So that's my illustration for you guys. I have tons of stories like this, little ones, big ones, insignificant ones, very significant ones, but to me, this is the law of attraction. See, I had something in mind, and I didn't know how it would be possible. I thought it was going to be impossible, and turns out it sort of like was given to me, you know. And expect, sometimes we're a bit stuck on how things need to be and how things need to look like. Like, I thought I was going to be exhibiting at an expo like this, where I would have a little Cool Girls Club, 4x4 stand, with a little logo and everything. And turns out, no, but I will be there, and I will be exhibiting, and I will be promoting the Cool Girls Club. But the circumstances are not going to be the same exactly as I had planned, but I wasn't attached to that as well. Cool. So what is this? I mean, how do you work the law of attraction? How do you use it to your advantage? So there's a few components in there, and then all of these components sort of like come together and make it work for you. So the first one is having a very clear goal, having a very clear intention. And for example, for me, that was, I want the Cool Girls Club to be exhibiting at an expo or at some sort of festival. And that was my intention. And I must say, your intention must be what I call true for you. It must come from your heart. It must be something that you would really, really want. It's not like, oh my God, I want. It's like, it can't be. I'm not saying that it cannot be, but the way I've experienced the law of attraction and the way that it has worked for me, when it has worked for me, is when I had an end result that was specific and that was very dear to me. It was very close to my heart, and it came from my heart. And the Cool Girls Club really comes from my heart. And so, me exhibiting somewhere was very important to me. Yeah. So when choosing an end result that you're going to be working with, I always suggest that end result is aligned with your purpose. And if you don't have a purpose, then you need to talk to me because I'm all about purpose. I'm all about having purpose. But that's a whole different conversation, and you can message me if you want to about that. So yeah, number one, have a specific intention that comes from your heart. Yeah. And maybe you don't know your purpose. Maybe you're not clear about what your purpose is, but you do have an intention that really, truly comes from your heart. When I've had intentions that didn't come from my heart, when I've had intentions such as, oh, I want a Ferrari, I want $1 million, and they were just superficial intentions, it didn't work. It never worked. Yeah. Because I didn't even know why I wanted the Ferrari or why I wanted the $1 million check or whatever. Like, I had no idea. I just wanted it because it was to fix some things, to fix a sort of like a void inside of me, or because everybody else wanted a Ferrari. So I thought I needed a Ferrari. That was a while ago. And so it never worked because these things don't come from my heart. If you're a fanatic of cars and you love racing and you love cars and you have a true passion for automobile and you want a Ferrari because that's your dream, then yes, that could be your intention, you see. But it needs to come from your heart. It needs to be close to you. So that's the first thing, a specific intention that comes from your heart. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the page here. Second, you need to create a vision around that intention. And what I mean by creating a vision around that intention is not just saying, oh, I want the Cool Girls Club to exhibit at some sort of festival. I'm going to imagine everything around that. I'm going to imagine what it feels like for me to be exhibiting at a festival. I'm gonna imagine, the surroundings. I'm gonna imagine what I'm gonna be wearing. I'm gonna imagine who I'm going to meet. I'm gonna imagine the results that I'm gonna get from exhibiting. I'm going to imagine all sorts of things. I'm just gonna depict a picture. I'm just gonna imagine the whole picture around that intention. And so that's the second point. Use your imagination to create the big picture around that intention. And the third point is really connect with that on a regular basis. And that is something I do every morning. Every morning I meditate on my goals. And every goal that I have comes from my heart. But every morning I close my eyes and I use my imagination, and I just project myself into my end result. I imagine what it would feel like, and I just take a moment and I just let go of everything, and I just sort of deep dive into this vision that I have. Oh, I'm at this festival. I don't know what it is. I'm at this place and there's loads of people and I'm meeting people and I'm having fun, and I'm wearing the Cool Girls Club t-shirt and people are really excited about it, and I get some contacts and I meet interesting people, and I get ideas about future things that I could do, and I get really motivated and inspired, and so see, this is how it looks like. I take myself into my vision and I experience and feel what it would feel like to be already in my vision. So that's what I call connect to your vision. So, and that is the third step, and it's a very important one because you need to do that on a regular basis. Yeah. The fourth step is about receiving an inspired action. Asking for an inspired action, asking for your next step. So asking your intuition, asking the universe, what is my next step in relation to me exhibiting at a festival? What is my next step? And I remember receiving the step of researching online what are the different events that are there, and inquiring about the prices for exhibitors. And so I did. Yeah, so fourth step is to ask for your next step, and in relation to that end result. And if you haven't watched my webinar number 2 is about how to get your next step, which is a very important webinar. It's a little bit long, but it is very important, and it literally takes you, it gives you a very specific process that you can use through which you can get your next step. And I'm I use a lot intuition in the work that I do. So I just close my eyes and I just ask my intuition, what is my next step in relation to this end result? And sometimes I get, don't do anything. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to do anything. And I just wait until something becomes obvious. Sometimes I will be walking around in the street and I will see something, and that maybe I'll see a sign, maybe I'll see an advert of some sort, and it will trigger something in me, and it will inspire me to take some kind of action in relation to my end result. And I will give you an example of that just in a few minutes. So yeah, so for example, I got as a next step to inquire about prices for the exhibitors at this festival, and then I saw that it was too expensive. I still asked my intuition, do I go forward with this? Because it's not that I don't have the money, but this money is supposed to be used for other things as well. Like, I was not comfortable putting all my money into that. That was a bit of a risk for me. But I still asked my intuition, and my intuition said, no, don't spend that money into that. There are other opportunities. There are other possibilities for you. And so I said, okay, fine. I'm not gonna do it. So I parked it. Yeah. But see, the trick with this fourth step is that whatever you receive as an inspired action, you need to follow through on that. You need to take that action. You really, I'm going to repeat this in case you haven't heard that. Whatever inspired action you receive, you need to follow through on it. Yeah, whatever your intuition is telling you to do, you need to follow through on it. If my intuition says, go and spend £1,500 into this exhibitor's thing, I will do it. It will freak the shit out of me, but I will do it, because I've learned that this is how it works. I've practiced enough that I know that this is how it works. If my intuition says, no, don't do it, I'm not going to do it. Even if I really, really want to do it, even if like I'm itching to do it, my intuition says, no, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. So you really need to follow through on that inspired action that you receive. Yeah. And the fifth thing is the fifth thing is, and this is it might be a little bit more difficult to grasp, but the fifth step is, let the universe do its job. You're not on your own. You're not the only one working towards your end result. And I know it might sound a little bit woo-hoo, and some of you might have a bit of a difficulty understanding that. But if you think about it, if some of you go to church, or if some of you, practice any kind of religion, there is this sense that there is a higher power that's watching. It's watching out for you. It's protecting you. It's working on things for you. Yeah. So that's basically it. When you, I used to go to church a lot. And when I used to, and I still do pray, when I pray for something, there's a sort of surrendering to this higher power. Do you know what? This is what I want. I don't know how I'm gonna make it happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen. It feels like it's impossible, but I'm gonna take the action that is required from me to take, but I'm also gonna trust God, or the higher power or the universe, whatever you feel comfortable calling it. I'm gonna trust the universe to also work its magic and make it and help me out. Yeah, so don't think that you're all alone trying to like struggle to make something happen, because you're not all alone. There's a lot of energy and power all around you that you're not seeing, that you're not grasping, but it's there. You know, sometimes and that actually that is the law of attraction. You know, it's how amazing is it that you could wish for something and just take a few steps and you know, what are the odds of something like this coming to you? Yeah. So that is the step number 5. You need to let the universe do its job. That's very important. Yeah, stop wanting to control everything. Just surrender, you know, give it to the universe. Take your action though, because you need to take whatever action. You need to do whatever you can do at your level. Yeah, but there are higher levels that you can't really grasp. I love that idea that there are higher levels that I can't really grasp. So that is your 5th step. Let the universe do its job. And then the 6th step is actually, I'd say the 6th and 7th, 6th or final step is you're going to get an opportunity. The universe will come and give you an opportunity. You want this? And you have to take that opportunity. You have to move your ass. You have to grab the chance. And so, for example, I'll give you an example of this exhibition that I'm going to today. Yesterday, there was a Facebook post by my friend who works for the Oneness movement, and she said, guys, if you are well-being providers and you've got some work on and things like that, and you want to be promoted, you know, sign up to the website and come to the exhibition so that people can come and greet you and meet you, meet the providers, meet the practitioners. And so I was like, oh, that's awesome. And her thing was, DM me for more information. Bam, I DM her for more information. She tells me, awesome, you need to register. This is the link. You need to create a little profile. You need to create your next events on the platform. You need to connect your account to Stripe, blah, blah, blah. And you need to tell me when you're going to be coming. I did that in the evening. I was in bed and I did that, and I took the steps. Yeah, and so it was already this morning. My account was on, my profile was on, my event was on their platform, live. My friend received everything. She said, cool, awesome. I'll see you there today. See, amazing. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I received an opportunity and I took it. And when you receive an opportunity, you might have to, you know, take some action. You know, like I had to register on her website. I had to create a profile. I had to set up my events on her platform. I had to connect my accounts to Stripe, blah, 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 blah. Some people might be like, oh man, that's long. That's a long thing, you know. Oh, I'm tired today. I just came back from work. I'll do it later or whatever. No, man, this is the universe going, oh, you said you wanted this. There it is. Yeah. Take it. But it's not gonna chew the work for you. You're gonna have to do the work. Yeah. And to be honest, it was very little work. Yeah, but I did it. So but some people will stop at that. For example, that's when you need to go and do it. That's when you need to pursue that. You will receive an opportunity. You need to take that opportunity. Yeah. So that was your sixth and final step. Receive an opportunity, take the opportunity. Yeah. And I mean, as a final example that I wanted to give you was something that was really, really close to my heart. That if you know me a little bit, if you've read my biography on the website, you will have come across. Is that when I first started coaching, I wasn't even a coach yet. I was just doing it for myself. But when I started practicing this modality of coaching that I'm working with right now, I got my purpose. And I remember the first time that I got my purpose, that we did this meditation, and at the end of this meditation, we would receive our purpose, our calling, the things that we would love to create in life. And one of the things that I really wanted to create in my life was to work for United Nations. Don't ask me why. I had no idea. It was there. And you know what? It was an old dream of mine that I had sort of like repressed because I thought it was completely impossible. Why little Chloe, would ever work for United Nations? Who was I to work for United Nations? I had nothing possibly to even offer them that they might even remotely be interested in. So, but that was my story. That was my limiting beliefs about myself, about what I was capable of doing. Anyways, yeah, one of the aspects of this bigger vision that I had was I want to work for United Nations, and that was one of the aspects of my purpose. And I was shit scared. I had no idea how it was going to happen. But I was like, okay, I was quite excited, to be honest. I was like, yeah, that actually I would love that. And I asked my intuition, what is my next step? And I received intuitively that I needed to continue my education. I needed to further my education by doing a master's degree. And I was like, cool. That was something that was kind of like on my agenda, but I didn't really, I had no purpose for why I was going to do a master's. You see, I wanted to do a master's because everybody else was doing a master's, and I thought that's what I need to do. But now I had a purpose behind that, and my next step was to do a master's degree. And then I remember I was at work, and I decided to just look online and I don't know, just investigate United Nations for some reason. I was like, let me check United Nations, what's going on, since this is my vision. And if you think about it, that was me connecting to my vision on top of meditating regularly on my vision, me going online and researching about the UN. That was also me connecting with my vision. And there was this pop-up that came onto my screen that said, become an interpreter for United Nations. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is the thing. This is what I'm going to do a master's in. And it was just so obvious. And you see how I didn't necessarily use my intuition. And if you don't know how to use your intuition, don't be despaired, because, I was just on my computer connecting to my vision. And then suddenly I got this inspired idea, this inspired action. I knew I wanted to do a master's. I didn't know in what. And that moment it became very obvious. So pay attention to the signs. Yeah. It will be super obvious. Oh my God, yes, of course. That's what I'm going to do. And so immediately I started looking for universities that offered a master's degree in interpreting and translating language stuff. And I found one that was University of Westminster. And I signed up. I signed up for the master's. I started the master's, and I wasn't sure where that was going to. I was like, oh my God, but you know, then even after that, there's a lot of there is a lot of examinations going on. It's not that you come out of uni with your master's in interpreting and that's it. You can become a United Nations interpreter. There's a lot of tests that you need to go through, and they're very difficult. So, but anyways, I was like, cool. This is my next step. So I enrolled. I started my master's, and probably 3 months into my master's degree, the course leader sends us an email to all the students saying there's an internship available for University of Westminster students in interpreting and translating, and it's a 1 week internship at United Nations in London. And if you want to participate in that, if you want to get it, you need to apply, and you will be judged on your grades, your attendance, your attitude, your participation during the classes, like everything, because you know they were expecting to have a lot of popularity. They were expecting to receive a lot of applications. And so they had set up these quite high standard requirements for those who were actually going to get the internship. And I was like, oh, fuck, I missed this day at school. I missed this day at school. I wasn't the worst student, but I wasn't the best one either. And I was like, there is surely better than me. And but I was like, I'm just going to apply for it. And so I applied for the internship, and I got the 1 week internship at United Nations. I was so surprised. I was so excited. Mind you, this is not me working at United Nations yet. This is me just getting an internship. Yeah. So I show up to the internship. I'm super excited. I'm also really scared. And I meet one of the French interpreters who was working there. And yeah, I'm just, building my network and things like that, and just talking to her and maybe asking her also, like, how can I get to this? How can I get to that? Is there any advice that you can give me? And she tells me, you should sit the tests. You should sit the language tests. In this particular United Nations organization where I was doing my internship. And I was just like, oh my God, this is just like so high level. I'm never going to make it, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I did it. See, you get an opportunity, you need to take that opportunity, and maybe taking the opportunity requires a little bit of work from you, but you need to take it, right? So I apply to sit the test. I'm invited to sit the test. I sit the test. I pass the test, and I start working at United Nations. See? So not as an interpreter. And again, what was my vision? My vision was to work for United Nations. My vision wasn't, I want to work for United Nations as an interpreter. I made it into that because I started doing my master's in interpreting and translating. And so I assumed that I was going to be working as a translator or interpreter for United Nations, but that wasn't the case. All I wanted was to work at United Nations, and I did. And I did do translating and editing and things like that, but I also did other things that were quite interesting. So it wasn't exactly what I assumed it was going to be, but in the end, it was what I wanted. What I wanted was to work for United Nations, and I got it. So does the law of attraction really work? I would say it does, but I would say that just sitting in your living room imagining that you work for United Nations is not going to make you work for United Nations. There are a set of steps that you need to take. And So let's just sort of like debrief, what have we learned about the steps. So we've learned that there's 6 steps. I just made it up right now. First step, having a clear, specific intention that comes from your heart. Second step is to create a vision around that end result, around that intention. Imagine what it would feel like. Imagine what it would feel like to have that end result. Imagine what it would feel like to work for United Nations. Imagine what it would feel like to exhibit at a festival. Imagine what it would feel like to drive the Ferrari. Imagine what it would feel like to whatever it is that you want. Just build a picture around it. Third step is to regularly connect to your vision. Regularly meditate on it. Close your eyes every morning, or when you're on the tube, or when you're just doing nothing, or in your bed at night. Close your eyes and imagine that you're there. Imagine, project yourself, take yourself into your vision, and imagine how it would feel like. What are you wearing? This and this and that. So regularly connect with it. Just like I did when I searched online for United Nations. I was just, let me see what's happening in United Nations. The fourth step is to ask your intuition for your next step. And again, if you are not sure how to do this, then I suggest you watch webinar number 2, because that webinar is about how to take your next step, how to get your next step, actually, not how to take it, how to get it, how to receive it. So fourth is ask your intuition what your next step is. Fifth is that the fifth? Fifth is take the action. Number 5 is you need to take that action. Whatever action you received that you needed to do it. You have to follow through on it. You must follow through on it. 6 is let the universe do its job. And actually now we've come to 7. 7 is get the opportunity, take the opportunity, take it. If it requires a bit of work, do the work, receive the opportunity, take the opportunity, do what it takes to take that opportunity. Cool. So that's pretty much it. What else was there for me to tell you about the law of attraction? If you're interested, actually, yes, that's a good point. If you're interested in using your intuition, if you're interested in knowing how to use your intuition, how to access your intuition, if that is something that is triggering your curiosity, and it should, then stay put, because I'm going to organize a workshop very soon. It's going to be a full 1-day workshop, and during that full day workshop, you're going to learn how to access your intuition, and you're going to learn how to use it as well in order to find your purpose, your next step. And you're just going to learn how to access your intuition and use it as a guiding tool to get to where you want to get. So if you're interested, you can send me a message, or you can just wait, subscribe to my website, and whenever the event will become live, you will receive an email with the date and time and place. It will be in London. The next one will be in London. If you're also interested in just coming to one of my free events, free talks, there's going to be one on the 16th of June. We are 2019. In case these webinars go on for years and years, Yeah, so there's going to be a next. I'm organizing a free talk on the 16th of June in London from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Again, if you go to my website, on the main page, there is a little upcoming event part where that event will be on. What is the talk about? The talk is about when you're not happy, what to do. And it's just going to talk about the 9 different limiting beliefs that are running people's lives and making them feel like shit, and how to get out of them. Yeah. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the webinar. If you did, then please send me a little comment, send me a little message. If you have some constructive criticism, then please do the same, comment or just DM me. If you have any questions at all about anything that I just said, or if you just want to share your own experience of the law of attraction, then yeah, again, just DM me. You can DM me via Instagram. That's the easiest. That's the easiest part. You can just use my first name and last name, Chloé Bourgelia, on Instagram, and DM me there. Or you can just send me an email at chloe@coolgirlsclub.co.uk. All right, guys, have an amazing weekend, and yeah, use the law of attraction, use everything I've just said, and let me know how it goes for you.